Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene for the Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York, wherein 10 Point has had a conversation with Felix, something of a strained one, has stuck around to help his packmate cook dinner, and once that was done, has departed politely to give them room to talk to each other and to go and fetch her packmate out of the lake again. So she will meander down to the lake edge, hearing an idle tune play, well, from Aiden's head into hers. And will go far enough to put her feet in the water, glancing out over the lake for wherever he is.
Yep, floating away, clothes completely soaked, hair matted around. He looks actually quite. You would mistake for the way he has his eyes closed. You can see his chest moving up and down. You'd actually mistake him, to be honest. The way he's lying is almost very dead, really, you know.
Is he floating out in the deeper part, or is he just kind of wherever he laid out?
It's kind of wherever he laid out, really.
And she will just begin wading in. Not energetically, not splashing a ton, just kind of start wading into the water. Because, well, her clothes can be washed. So she will shoot an inquisitive just a little tendril out mentally to stir him a bit, let him know that she's coming.
Yeah, you actually hear her out loud. Oh, hey, 10 Point.
Hello, Raya.
Sorry about that. I just needed to say it. I just didn't know a good way.
She gives a tense little smile as she continues wading out, probably at least waist deep.
I was gonna go see Darcy today.
And her expression shifts somewhat dramatically. Not pitying, but sympathetic.
I didn't, though.
And she'll finally get close enough to kind of reach out and stroke back some of the damp hair while he's floating along. You've proven well and good, Raya. You're no oath breaker.
I even had Will give me a hurrah, help me have the true catcher help me with this thing for Horano.
Oh?
Made up my mind. Yeah, made up my mind and was gonna do it then. I didn't. I don't know why. Well, I do, but I'm pondering it.
Tell me.
How can I ever keep my vows when all I want to do is just look at her face? Her eyes, her hair, her skin. How would I ever be able to keep my vows to my wife?
And she'll actually go ahead and sink into the water some so that she can kind of reaching under him in the water, bring up her arms essentially under each of his and kind of glide him over a little bit and give him a squeeze.
I mean, it's kind of like setting myself up for a fall, isn't it?
And she doesn't want to say it, and her lips kind of purse, but he can feel the kind of reluctant assent.
I don't know, though. I don't know. Do you think honor's worth it, 10 Point?
Honor is a funny thing, Raya. But even the lowest of us is meant to have honor.
I didn't mean to get so angry.
I know.
I just feel like everyone's watching me the whole time. I might be on the edge of things, but I'm still me.
There's another tense, kind of sad little smile. Kind of fiddles. His hair isn't really in his face, but she's still kind of tweaking a curl back here and there. Not everyone has the luck to be able to see it, Raya. You're buried deep right now.
I know. It's pretty intense.
I feel the echoes.
I don't know if I made the right choice today or not.
Depends on what you decide is right, Raya. I know that's not an answer. But whether it was right or not, you've made it. Stick by it.
I'm trying. See, like, his hands will kind of like float idly. It will like plops of water, kind of tiny splashes like hit his chest. I know. I want to. I don't think it'd be fair to call myself an oathbreaker. Would it?
Now, with the choices you've made, you're no oathbreaker, Raya.
Do you want to know the sad thing to a point?
Tell me, Raya.
I can't see her because I am a Fianna. Not because I'm a guru. He closes his eye. Well, yeah, obviously, but what Fianna wouldn't feel the passion looking at her dying? Do you know?
And she kind of glances aside the whole thing.
What Fianna wouldn't turn into a husband there? Do you get me?
I worried for you, Raya, if you had gone.
I thought about it. But I want to talk to Chad's mom. And I made a decision, and who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll think I can do it again.
I think you chose wisely, Raya. Turning to kin, turning to family, in a time where you're hurting. It's what you should do.
Yeah. It's nice here.
You're lucky we're so hardy. Keep coming here out at night.
There's no alarms or no surprises, 10 point. It's just quiet.
And she'll glance up. And the night sky isn't nearly so brilliant as it would be outside of the city. In fact, it's a wonder if they can see any stars at all, with the city lights surrounding the park. I suppose. As quiet as it can be here.
You just forget the world when you're floating. Do you know that?
I can't say that I've tried.
You should give it a try. It's quite peaceful.
I don't know that I should like to forget everything.
Believe me, I think from what I'm seeing, I'm going to want to forget most things.
I find forgetting to be dangerous. After all. Again, she kind of plays with his hair. Forgetting is what got me in trouble just now.
You're only doing what a loyal Omega would.
A loyal Omega might have remembered that the whole point of the way things were done is to make it look like an accident. That while the two things could be separate, it does cast doubt. I can't blame him for being angry.
No, just tired. It's not that I hate it here. There's a part of me that does. I hate the judgment. You know?
Judgment from those with no right to judge because they have no understanding is hardly worth acknowledging, right?
Yeah, but it dwells on the mind sometimes. Do you know what I mean? We're not perfect. 10 point.
None of us are, right?
Is it wrong to want to be liked by people? At times.
No. But let's be fair. You said yourself, even if the people here like me, give me things, do things for me, they don't know me. Not me.
I know. You reach up his hands, probably like bone cold as it like touches her face. Idly, you can tell he's his eyes closed, so he's kind of like, tap, tap, tap. There's her face,
She'll hopefully shift a bit to make it easier on him.
I know. Just we're a nation that prides herself on the recognition of our peers. As much as we like to talk about, oh, we're military, we're this, we're that. Same time, we're built on stories of each other. And it's just nice every now and again to get that recognition. Do you know? I think that's what's missing from a lot from this place.
I think the question is whether you want to be liked or you want to be seen. And she sets her hand on top of his briefly. Just kind of holds his bone cold hand against her cheek, at least until it starts to warm a bit.
It'd be nice to be seen some days.
Seems like one or the other, right? You are more often seen, but less often liked. And I may be well liked, but I'm never seen.
I'm in. Made friends with William White yesterday.
You were brothers once. Of course you would.
I'm just saying. People like to make fast decisions. Myself included. I don't want to be in the Guardians. 10 point.
Then the decision suits you. All the better.
Not because I can't accept the responsibility. It's just there's so much more we can do.
There is.
I'm probably worrying you, aren't I?
She this time smiles more earnestly. And she'll bend down and she'll prop the back of his hand or the back of his head up with a hand so that it doesn't submerge him to do so. But we'll very gently kiss his forehead. I always worry, right?
No, you just see nod of head slowly in the water. Yeah. Hope Dallas doesn't think I'm being mean on her. It's just fun. That was fun. Fun to joke around.
It was good to see you in high spirits, even for a little bit. It won't stop worrying when you are back to high spirits without these lows.
I just don't want her to take it personally.
I'll make sure she doesn't.
A nod, and eventually she'll see him just slowly, like his feet will slowly come down, and eventually he'll just stand.
And she'll offer an arm out to him.
He'll take hold of it. He seems shiver just a tiny bit.
Yep. And once he's slipped into it, yeah, she pulls him over. And will walk out with him with the arm kind of around him, pulling him close because, well, she hasn't been in there nearly as long and wasn't fully submerged for much of it, so she's still warmer than he is. And she'll, again, with the free hand, kind of fuss with his hair. You haven't been taking care of yourself, Raya.
I'm not weak, you know.
I never said you were.
I know some people are looking at me now like I am.
It's not weak to feel.
Did you promise?
And she actually gives him a warm little smile, little side glance. Raya, sometimes to be one of us, and to feel so deeply is a burden. But the rest of the time, it is such a boon. We feel strong enough to bring up the feelings in others, to give them heart. It's not weak to feel. It's what makes us so strong. Gives us something to fight for.
I just nod. Alright.
Never fear being weak, Raya. And if anyone breathes a word of it to you, and I hear it, they'll have bigger problems than your weakness.
He just nods slowly. I think I'm going to go to bed now.
And she'll walk his soggy ass out of the lake, back to the cabin. But once they get there, she'll instead try to steer him gently towards the bathroom. First, take care of yourself and warm yourself up.
And yeah, she will hear him get in. I'm not going to make you roll for it because, to be honest, it's just much fucking easier. And she can hear him crying in the bathroom as he's showering.
And she will be drying herself off, but she'll probably end up just kind of sitting outside the door, holding her head in her hands, and trying to figure out what she can possibly do. The best she can do, at least while he's in there, is just send out the same warm emotions and try to wrap him up in them. Not something that will keep him from crying, but just comfort. She can't hug him while he's in the shower, but she can mentally do as close as possible.
Yeah, he'll come out of the shower like nothing had ever happened. We'll just kind of she'll watch him just very slowly flop into the bed, barely even drying himself.
And she'll be happy to take the care to take one of the smaller hair towels, get the worst of the moisture out of his hair so he doesn't end up with a soaked pillow. And once he's at least dry, depending on what condition he's in, she may even try to get his hair brushed out. But
Just
beyond
kinda,
that,
he just kind of lies there looking up at you.
yep. She'll even hoist his upper body into her lap. We'll get settled on the bed so that she can brush his hair out. Because Lord knows he has not been tending to it. But yeah,
Sorry
it's
about
just very light, very caring.
Sorry about that.
And she'll pause and set the brush aside, and seeing as he's already half in her lap, we'll pull him up into a hug. Don't be sorry, Ryan.
He'll just nod, kind of just flop back down very gently until she hears the soft snoring from him.
Yeah, once he's flopped down, she'll take the time to clean herself off because she too waded in the lake. But once she's clean and redressed, she'll meander in and probably crawl in next to him, wrap him up in her arms, let him keep sleeping. But it's a very almost possessive, but certainly at the very least protective gesture.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best place to end that.
Yep. And with that, we'll end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time on the Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.